The Street, Season 39, Episode 18. Hey kids. Welcome back to another series of Drag Face. Let's introduce our judges this year. First up, he's an icon all over British television. Best known for the gaps in his teeth. But so he wouldn't be bullied here, we got them locked together, it's Carr. Next up is another British icon. He hosts one of the best shows on TV, and gets interview only the greats. Everyone give it up for Norton. Obviously there's me as well, but you all knew that anyway. Our final judge is Etta. You haven't heard of her, but Etta is from Eat Me magazines and has chosen to be our sponsor this year with a very different prize for our winner. Now please welcome our 6 competitors on Drag Face for this season. First up, it's Angelo. Our next competitor has been founded very young, he's the youngest of the drags, and something tells me he will be the audience favorite. It's Queef. Our third competitor this season found his identity while working at his day-to-day job of children's party. You'll see what I mean later in the show. It's Oscar.
Dad.
Our fourth competitor is what we call a true weirdo and our second youngest person in the competition. Someone that likes all the hippy-dippy sixth sense stuff. My sixth sense is telling me they won't last long. Please welcome Harrison.
No photos, no photos.
Our fifth competitor is a sci-fi fan. After he believes that he met a fictional character in real life. Please welcome Pavlo. And finally, he's an icon. He never holds back. I have high hopes for this act. He has won the long-forgotten about International TV Star Award winner 11 times in a row. And now he's on someone else's show? Sounds like things aren't going his way. If he doesn't succeed here, his reputation in the public eye could quite frankly ruin his career forever. And remember, he's in his mid-20s. It's none other than our wonderful representative, Kieran. And that's all our contestants. Now let's start with our first mini-challenge. Let's call it a reading. And not the psychic type. It's a 2v2 challenge, where the contestants have to throw the worst insults at each other. Let's establish the difference between reading and shade. They are both an art form. Shade branched off of reading in the original ballroom scenes. Reading is to insult someone based off of first looks. You won't know them personally, so you've got to dig up their appearance. Shading is the personal shit. Now, first one to cry loses and may face elimination on our first episode. Let's take our cameras to the twerk room.
Alright, what have we got? A middle-aged balding man, who looks like he should be stood on a train bridge in a beige anorak counting the trains. What the hell are you doing here?
Why are your lips so blue? Have you been drinking ink? Either that or someone tried throttling you. And I wish they would, because it would make this competition a lot easier.
I'll take that as a compliment, honey. You need me to intimidate you to make this competition harder for you. At least I made an effort with my face. Yours looks like a deflated balloon with a crude face drawn on.
I see you're still wearing your assigned t-shirt. You're too scared to take it off or don't have enough of a personality to dress yourself? You're terrified of Kieran, aren't you?
Well, at least I don't turn up to children's parties dressed as a princess. You should be on a list. There are files on people like you.
You took it one step too far, sister. I feel bullied.
You are being bullied. Prat. I win, I win. I win!
Queef ripped Petty Princess and gave him a run for his money. Queef has a 5-point advantage going into the maxi challenge. And Oscar will have to battle it out against the other 2 losers of the mini challenges to make sure he does not go home today. Next up we have Kieran versus Angelo. Right. Take the first shot, Angelo. Well, let's start with that horsehair wig. Painted brown. Yeah, we all know about that. You're as bald as Rude Paul. Now that was nasty. There was no need for that. You're fat, gray and white as a sheet. Stop eating. You look like you haven't seen the sun in years. Does your mummy let you out of the basement, or does she lower your dinner down on a rope? Who the hell do you think you are? Making judgments on me? I may be pale, but at least I am not plastic like you are. I can see the dodgy joins all over your Fisher-Price face. Prick.
I went to a petting zoo with my nephew last week, and do you know what I saw? When the farmer topped up the trough, I saw you bounding out of the pigsty naked, on all fours, covered in muck and shrieking for num-nums. By the way, you have a dental issue. That's it. You've done it, you've ruined me. There was no need for what you just said, it was vile. And that's it. Kiernan slayed that. A true queen. I probably should remember not to say that to his face or he'll beat the shit out of me. Anyway, Kiernan and Quiff will go head to head in the Maxi Challenge later alongside another to see who will gain more points and come out on top this week. Sadly for Angelo, he is in the toilet crying in front of the mirror. With his face I do the same. But he will be joining Oscar and another contestant in the Maxi Challenge to see who stays and who goes. Let's bring on the final two, Harrison and Pavlo. Right, let me start this off and end it right here. You're mean.
And you're gay.
And proud of it.
No, I don't just mean homosexual. Your outfit is gay too. What are you, 17?
Closer than you.
Don't you dare talk back, child. You've crossed the line. I'm in my mid-30s. I've just had a hard life. You fucker.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me.
Bumface.
That really broke my heart. That was uncalled for.
And that's the mini challenge is over. And so is Harrison. So here's the scoreboard. In this upcoming Maxi Challenge, each contestant can earn up to another 5 points. It's already definite that Queef, Kiernan, and Pavlo will be in next week's show. But they can still earn points which may aid them further down the line. On the other hand, Oscar, Angelo and Harrison will have to fight to get the highest score in order to make it through to next week. The lowest score out of the three will be going home. So here is the Maxi Challenge. This week each act gets to perform their own talents and showcase themselves. I mean, come on. It makes sense. That's how they got found for this show. And us judges will sit there and judge. And not in a nice way. Let's begin. With Queef. Freak.
Thank you, everyone.
I fucking loved that. Oh my god. I haven't watched any of the others already and I don't need to. But that was quality. I gave that 5 points.
I think you were okay. I've watched a lot of drag acts in my time. And you just looked very immature in comparison to the greats. You have potential though, so I will give you 4 points. What did you think, Etta?
I'm with Alan on this one. I think you were great. So talented. I really appreciated your performance. I will give you a 5 also.
Well, it was a bit naff. But so are you. You don't exactly have much expectation to live up to. So because of that, I will give you a 5, too. This means the average is 5 points, adding to your mini challenge score of 5 points, making 10 for this week's competition. This is a perfect score. How do you feel?
That was such a buzz. I really enjoyed that.
Great! Well, I don't know about you, but Kiernan is up next. And I'm looking forward to whatever he brings to the table. Let's see what he has in the gas tank. Please welcome Kiernan, everybody.
It was so hard to choose what I was going to do today, as there are so many talented aspects of my personality. But I woke up this morning and chose nastiness. I am going to throw hate at Queef. He used to be a bright, normal young lad. But beneath the surface was a slippery ringworm that wanted to paint itself all the colors of the rainbow. Unfortunately, the only colors that I see are the colors that grow on bread that's been left in the wet bin for months. Another thing I don't like about Quiff is who he is as a person. He had all the opportunities to change that vulgar name. I once offered to drive him to the depot office. The little shit bit a hole in my tires with his rotting teeth. Actually took a chunk of the rubber and spat it in my face. It was at that moment that I knew my kindness was wearing thin. When I tried to reason with him, he slapped me and told me to drive myself off a bridge. Do you really want that as a public persona?
I know. One time, his brother Adam was due to have a birthday party the next day. We had all the food prepared the previous night. Well, I got up to go to the toilet and get a drink around the early hours of that morning, and who did I find but Queef sat on the toilet gobbling on his brother's birthday cake, surrounded by open presents. He always wants to make it about him. He couldn't bear that someone else had something nice that he didn't. That's me all wrapped up here, unlike his poor brother's birthday presents. Thank you!
None of that was true.
See, another lie again. Well, I don't know about you, but I regret giving Queef 5 points now. I hope he was happy with himself. Kiernan, for your honesty and your comedy, I will give you a 5.
That little rotter. I heard his mother is crazy too. The apple never falls far from the tree. Kiernan, I will give you 5 points.
I didn't find any of that comedic. You're telling tales on young people over something that happened ages ago, just to try and make them look bad. I rather detest your attitude and I will give you 2 points.
You know what though, Etta? Kiernan has a nerve. He is charismatic and bold. It's great. Exactly what we've been advertising for. True or not, this makes great entertainment and great drama. You slayed it, Queen. From me, have 5 points. Which means you, on average, get 4 points added to your total from the mini challenge. That makes you second on the leaderboard with 9 points. The little shit has scored above me already. For doing his usual splodge. Just wait till next week. Next up, we have Pavlo.
Unlimited power.
Every year I say over and over, we need actual drag queens on this show. Instead we have this guy who thinks he's the Emperor from Star Wars. Well, you're not. And you never will be. You're not talented. It's 3 points from me.
If you actually involved a proper act, this could be quite entertaining. I think you have more to offer. I'm going to give you 4 points.
Unfortunately, I agree with Alan. But I have to be the realistic one here. I am going to give you a 2.
Unfortunately, I agree, Pavlo. I was really looking forward to what you would deliver in this maxi challenge. Instead, you let us down. Now, I'm giving you 2 points also, which means on average your score is 2. Next up we have Angelo. Hi guys. I've got a treat for you. I'll take you to the candy shop for a taste of the lollipop. Here, watch. My trousers are down. Ooh, I'm gonna be sick. You get 3 points from me.
I have a phobia of sick. I couldn't watch anymore. 0 points from me.
Why are we talking about the vomit that came out of Alan's mouth like it was the main part of the act? The worst part was Angelo's dick. But you get 4 points from me.
Well, that was a shock to the system. And now, I think we all want it in our system. Ain't that right, audience? I'll give you 4 points too, which means your average total score is 4 points. But will it be enough to get you through to next week's show? Next up is Harrison. Hello, audience. Let me predict one of your futures. I am going to be a vessel for a spirit and let them carve your future onto my wrist. Here goes. Hee hee. Ouch, you bastard. I just nicked a vein. Sorry, lads. I need to go to hospital to get it sewn back together. Bye for now. All lies. He's playing the sympathy vote. That's just ketchup. Typical hypochondriac. 1 point from me.
Well, on the whole, his act made no sense. One of us were about to find out our futures. Instead, Harrison made his. I agree with Alan and will award 1 point.
The act was top-notch entertainment. That's what we want our winner to be. Why do we call this show Drag Face? It's about who gets dragged through the dirt and goes through the most hardship on this show. I give him a 5.
Harrison is a stupid prat. The paramedics have taken him to hospital. In that case, I will award him a 1 as well, which means on average his score was 1. Could Harrison be out on the first week? Probably. Let's see if Oscar can beat that. Oh, you're too kind, audience. I haven't started yet. The voices inside my head were telling me jokes. Thank you! I guess that'll do for now. You know what? You made me have a chuckle fit. You are a funny guy. And that to me is what this show is all about. How weird you can be. And it's only week 1, and I'm already so impressed with the extreme levels of strange. Oscar, it's 4 points from me.
Yeah, you're so good at laughing with your mouth closed. That's talent. And that's what I'm here to judge. 5 points from me.
Well, impressive as the closed mouth giggling was, it genuinely sent shivers up my spine. And not in a good way. So I have to give you a 2. But, Dad, I thought I knew you. All this time. You've been pretending to be a builder. And here you are. Giggling like a princess in front of millions. I'm actually creeped out.
Do you know what? That gave me the creeps. I'm going to sleep with my eyes open tonight. But a score is a score. I'll give you a 4. Which means your average total score is 4 points. Now let's check the leaderboard. And at the end of tonight's performances, the total scores from the mini and the maxi challenges have been added up. In first place, going through to next week's show is Quiff with the perfect score. Let's see if he can keep it up. Not far behind him in second place with a total of 9 points is Kiernan, also going to next week's show. In third place with a total of 7 points in Pavlo, also going through to next week's show. The mini challenges earlier on today helped them get there. Oscar and Angelo, the losers of the mini challenge, had to battle their way through, and they have qualified for next week's show. But unfortunately, we can't see any future of Harrison in the upcoming weeks. So with a score of 1 point, he's out. And word has just come in that he is out. He's dead. He just died in hospital. There we have it, folks. See you next time for Dragface.